So these are the fingerless mittens, or gloves, and you will need a J-sized hook, or 6.00 millimeter, a skein of Bernat alpaca, and this is actually 70% acrylic and 30% alpaca, and let's see, it is a size 5 bulky yarn. Okay, you're also going to need a Bernat baby weight yarn, and it's just in white, and that's what I did the little edging with, and also the cuff piece. I also just went to Walmart and got these buttons, but I'm sure you can find some really cute buttons too. You're also going to need a yarn needle, and for the edging I used this G-sized 4.00 millimeter crochet hook and a pair of scissors. To begin, you want to make a slip knot in the bottom of your red yarn, and you're going to take your J hook and you are going to chain enough to wrap around the top of your hand. And for me that is 20 chains. So I'm gonna chain 20 and I will see you in just a minute. Okay, so I have chain 20, and now I'm going to take my chain and I'm going to slip stitch to the very beginning, making sure not to twist my chain. And I've formed a ring. Now you want to chain up 1, and then we're going to half double crochet 1 into each chain. So to half double crochet, we're going to yarn over. You're going to insert your hook into the same chain that you slip stitch into. Grab your yarn and pull up a loop. You have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on your hook for your half double crochet. So that's number 1, and we're going to do that again for the next chain. All 3 loops. Alright, and again. And you're going to half double crochet 1 in each stitch, or each chain, all the way around. Okay, so I have added 1 half double crochet into each chain, and now I'm here at the end, and you should have 20 half double crochet. And you want to count, let's see, you want to count the V's on the top of your work all the way around. You should have 12 or 20 of them, sorry. And you see this almost looks like another stitch, but it's not. So I'm going to slip stitch. I'm gonna place my hook into the very first stitch, grab my yarn and pull it through and through again. Now we're gonna chain up 1, and we're gonna half double crochet back into that first stitch, the one we slip stitched into. And again, for this row, you're going to place 1 half double crochet into each stitch all the way around. So this is round 2 that we're working on, and you want a total of 5 rows. So go ahead and complete 5 rows, and I will show you what we do for the thumb. Okay, so I have completed my 5 rows for the first part of our fingerless glove, and if you don't know how to count half double crochet rows, I just wanted to show you a little trick that I do. The half double crochet has a signature kind of diagonal yarn, and you can see it right there, and it goes like this. And if you count those, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's how you can count your half double crochet rows. I also wanted to tell you guys really quick that the yarn that I'm using is actually not a red, it's called cherry. That's what the Bernat calls it. Okay, and now to work on row 6, you want to chain up 1, of course, and we are going to half double crochet 12 stitches. So there is 2, 3, 4, 5, I'm going to slow down a little bit for you guys, sorry. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, grabbing some more yarn, and 12. Now we're going to make the thumb space. So what you're going to do is you're going to skip 3 stitches. So 1, 2, 3. We're going to chain 2 stitches, 2, 1, 2. We're going to skip those 3 stitches and we're going to half double crochet into the 4th stitch. So half double crocheting. And you want to cinch that half double crochet down a little bit because it does like to get a little long. And then we're going to half double crochet the last 4 stitches. So we should have 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we have 5. There's 2 and 3, 4, and 5. Now at this point you should have, if you count your chain 2, you should have 19 stitches. Whoops, I got out of camera there. The 2, if you count the chain 2 space for the thumb. Okay, we're going to slip stitch. And now we're going to half double crochet all the way around, and I will show you what we do over that thumb space. Okay, so for the thumb space, because we have just the chain 2, we are going to place a half double crochet into each one of those chains. So we do 1 and 2, or it would be 12, 13, and 14, and then we want to do 15 into that half double crochet, 16, 17, 18, and 19. And that is row 7 that we just finished. Okay, so row 8 through 10, so 8, 9, and 10. For the next 3 rows, you want to place 1 half double crochet into each stitch all the way around, and then we can start the cuff. Okay, so we are ready to start row 11. And I just wanted to do another little comment on this yarn. It's kind of funny because the alpaca makes it almost look, I don't know if you can see it, it's like hairy. I don't know if you can see the little hairs sticking up, but it's not from anything, it's just from the alpaca, which is kind of funny. Okay, so row 11 is chain 1, and then we're going to half double crochet front post and half double crochet back post. Now to half double crochet front post, we're gonna yarn over, and the crochet stitch that we slip stitched into, we're going to grab that front post just like this, going from the front, grabbing our yarn and pulling up a loop, and then we're going to yarn over and pull through all 3 loops, just like a half double crochet. Okay, so that's our first front post, half double crochet. In the back post, we're going to go to the back of our work, like this. I'm going to grab the next post, which is just like that, and grabbing my yarn and pulling through and through to the back. This is a little trickier. And grabbing my yarn and pulling through all 3 loops on my hook, and I twisted it. But there we go. Okay, and now we're going to do a front post, so yarning over and grabbing the front post, grabbing my yarn and pulling through, yarning over and pulling through all 3 loops. And now we're going to do the back post again. So we're going to yarn over and go through the back, pulling up my yarn. There's 3 loops, yarning over and pulling through all 3 loops. And you can kind of see it's already doing what it needs to do. So the front posts are sticking up and the back posts are sitting to the back. So we're going to continue in this fashion all the way around our glove, and I will see you for row 12. Okay, so I have just finished row 11, and I'm going to slip stitch to our first front post half double crochet, and I'm going to chain up 1, and I'm going to continue by grabbing that first front post half double crochet, and the back post is the next stitch. Whoops, I've got to actually yarn over first. There we go. And we're gonna just continue like this for the next 5 rows. So 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16 will all be done just like this because I wanted a nice long cuff on my fingerless gloves. I find that my wrists, when it's too short, it just kind of hangs out of my coat and stuff. So I wanted a really long cuff. Go ahead and do that, and I will meet you back for the edging. Okay, here we are with our finished glove, and I went ahead and sewed in my ends at the top and the bottom. And now I'm going to grab my white baby weight Bernat yarn, and I'm going to grab the G-sized 4.00 millimeter crochet hook, and I'm going to begin my white edging. Okay, so I'm going to start over here where I ended on my glove so that the seams line up. You don't have to, you can start anywhere at the top of the glove that you'd like. Okay, I am just joining my white yarn. I didn't put a knot in it, I'm just grabbing that loop and pulling it through. And then I'm going to grab both the tail and the working yarn, and I'm going to chain up 1. Now with the tail, I will sew that in later. Now I'm going to chain up 1 more, just to give myself a little more space. And we are going to half double crochet 5 into this same stitch. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we're going to skip 1 stitch, and we're going to single crochet into the next stitch. Now we're going to skip the next stitch, and we're going to half double crochet 5 into the one after that, into the stitch after that. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, skipping a stitch and single crocheting into the next stitch, skipping a stitch, and then 5 half double crochet into the next stitch. Now you're going to do this all the way around the top of your glove, and then we can do the button and the accent. So I am finishing up the edging, and I just wanted to show you what this looks like when it joins. So I have single crocheted my last single crochet, and then there's a space, and I'm just going to skip right over that and slip stitch into my first half double crochet. Okay, and you want to cinch that down nice and tight, and then go ahead and snip your yarn, and we can sew in the tail later. Now to do this like bracelet piece on the glove, I just chained enough to wrap around the glove twice, and you want to do that really loosely, otherwise you won't be able to get your hand into your glove. Okay, because the glove stretches, but this chain honestly does not stretch. So you want to make sure it's nice and loose. Go ahead and chain enough to wrap around your glove twice, and I will see you in just a minute. Okay, I have finished the chain, and I made it long enough. I also added my yarn needle to a long tail at the end of the chain. And I already made the right mitten because I wanted the button to sit over my wrist bone just like this, okay? And the other one I want to sit right over here. So I have folded my mitten in half, and this is the thumb hole. And I'm going to take my chain and I'm going to place the first part of the chain over the mitten like this, and then I'm going to take the other part and wrap it around the mitten, or the glove, I guess, just like this. And as you see, I did it really loose, just like we need it to be. And I'm going to sew it onto my glove, okay? And the button is actually sewn right to the red part of the glove so that this chain gets secured as well. Okay, go ahead and do that, and I will be right back. So there is the glove all finished. I hope you love your new fingerless gloves. Please comment on this video and let me know what you think. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for subscribing, and I can't wait to see you next time. Bye!